I'd like to welcome Colin Hearn. A gift. Oh, please take one and pass it on. 10 years ago, Colin and I published this book. Exactly 10 years. It is called Oberwildling, and it's about the life of Oskar Kokoschka. The Austrian Cultural Forum published it in 2015. And I found a box of 50 of these books in my studio when I was preparing this exhibition. So I invited Colin down from Glasgow, and I said we will read it for the first time in 10 years and give everyone who comes a copy of the book. That is the context. Omens. They have indeed become wilder. That which follows a breakdown for each event being torn apart below, and you wonder how someone gets like this. The children watch him wherever he goes in the world, from a fire in Pocklarn to a horse's bolt carving wrongs, a murderer of motherkind, a maker of prenatal wisdom, and a self-portrait in paint. Transforming one sphere, becoming another in the world while the cowshed is ne'er far away. The force into retreat by a fighting whale, in an instant, crushed like so much paper in her mighty jaws.
Gustav. Breath is a beat when you were meant to vibrate. A dead tongue dry in a toddler's hackneyed contour mouth. The child, the only one in the room, not wailing and shaking. Cheeks puffed out like so many Steiermark tree fellers after a hard day felling bulky great trunks or plucking wee Traumanden saplings with barely a muddy thumb. The hearse as big as a door frame when a picture frame would suffice.
Orbus Pictus. They did comment how behaviour had changed.
Breathing heavily, and he was right.
Left the cradle, approached at me.
Felt that his sort of prescience
Was unwelcome, representing
the dead hand of fate,
from which I wanted no revelations.
No light yet burned in the future.
For I knew, and in the grey dream of the past,
I wanted to sleep no longer.
Perhaps the present was not particularly hospitable.
But it was clearer than anything that came before or after.
Clearer than all that one had imagined or would imagine.
For what is a book given before it can be read? A stack of wolves. All the outlines of things that have outlines.
All the outlines of things that have outlines. Our bloodshot because of a fire which was 30.
Our bloodshot because of a fire which was 30 years ago, but told in the present to add drama.
Years ago, but told in the present to add drama. Can a wolf see a fetus through an expectant?
Can a wolf see a fetus through an expectant woman's belly? Does a wolf know when the woman...
Woman's belly. Does a wolf know when the women have been locked up for weeks in the snow?
Have been locked up for weeks in the snow. It pounces at that point when curses are
being thrown and a house is in flames just to
induce a birth when a wolf is shivering you.
No, it's been stalking for a long time.
No, it's been stalking for a long time. Gustav Senior at this point, if it's worth remembering.
Is 22 or so and staring at a portrait of his.
Is 22 or so and staring at a portrait of his mother by Mannis reciting Schiller of an evening.
In the dark and feeling generally a little prematurely.
Dispirited, but maybe if he was more open to his...
feelings, he'd have flinched at a certain minute.
In Fiesco, when Verena says he drowned. Noctambulism. We wouldn't want sleep all day long, to become a history upending the era, to be sucked into Morris with the impression of attention as attentive antiquity. A child who cannot sleep becomes a child constantly sleepwalking. Full moon Mien imagine ambulant nights and begin the best ever response to glue. Flooding fear and weakness into other boys on the brow of rehearsal. For now, they know run when you hear dogs. A noteworthy fall cometh, crunching and constantly wailing.
Bohuslav, how am I supposed to write mine own inner poetry? For it does and does mean juggling with dates and the titles of paintings. Some spoiled babies arrive and others depart within the week. Bohuslav born a brother and made a headland in the heart of alcohol and cured as a word used for meat and men alike. We will share this across our men's lives as splits. In the same dirty trees we'll leave overdue.
Melusine, a well within a budding grove or urban park in which a person is drowning, and people just throw copper coins into it because it's a kind of tradition at this time of year, close to the time of year it should happen. The coins decorated with leaves' eyes, with burgundy pheasants strung by their necks and soused in a sort of paint-like substance. This same year, Maurice Maeterlinck published his play, which, while drawing attention to the myth, doesn't help the person who liked to tell it to eager children by the well, and who then is drowned in it, all tangled, and a wooden leg all damp with mites in the joints. The water was undrinkable.
Franz the lamb. The master of the house invites us to share the Easter lamb slaughtered callously and cruel. As the lamb awrites the son, whose faith is not very different, the eyes cloud over as a desert, to be roasted, stiff legs lifted by master to give us a better view. Clearly, the coverlet is blue. Alternatively, a playroom stuffed with an old tortoise, leathered Franz in an aquarium containing an axolotl.
Native only to Mexico, a boated pinkish amphibian who pretends love to Corinthia, shunning the light before there is straining, for bright white nibbling other living creatures of a smaller size while regenerating limbs and irons.
Thank you.